Mr. Beast.
I am sitting on $5 million in cash, and competing for it are these two thousand contestants.
Chris Bumstead.
Six-time Olympian champion, Chris Bumstead.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Alex freaking Hormozi.
Been in business for 13 years, and since 2020, 3 of the companies I started have reached $100 million plus valuation.
Steph Curry.
For the win. Yes, sir! His 8th career game winner!
But what do all these guys have in common? Huge amounts of success with this one simple practice. Growing up, anytime I did something I was proud of, or anytime I made something or created something that I thought I was really good at, I'd show my dad. He'd be impressed. He'd smile and he would look at me and he would say 10,000 hours. Anytime I drew a new picture, a new drawing that I was proud of, I'd show it to my dad and he'd smile and say 10,000 hours, right? I started showing him my YouTube videos, the videos and the flips and tricks I was super proud of. He'd smile and look at me and say 10,000 hours, right, Hiram? And to be fair, I didn't really know exactly what he was talking about until I started going to the gym. You know, when I went to the gym, I didn't make as much progress as I thought I would right off the bat. It took a long time. It took hours of discipline. It took not just lifting weights, getting to the gym, but also sleeping, nutrition, and all the other things that come with growing a physique. It was only after 2 to 3 years of lifting weights and going to the gym that I started to figure out what my dad really meant by these 10,000 hours. In order to succeed at anything, to make substantial progress, you need to at least put in 10,000 hours to see massive or even impressive results. And to be fair, this idea wasn't made up by my dad. It was made up by this nerd named Anders Ericsson in 1993. And he proposed this idea that if you spent 10,000 hours on whatever skill or craft that you're in, you will achieve an outstanding level of skill in this area that you are working on. But this doesn't quite exactly explain how you can be like Curry, Mr. Beast, or even freaking Cbum. So it goes a little bit further. It's a very valuable skill and lesson that you learn when you go to the gym. And you realize that this skill only comes from people that succeed in their craft. And this lesson is called progressive overload. Instead of just accepting that it'll take 10,000 plus hours to get to the level of talent or work or to the level you want to be at in your craft, you also have to apply progressive overload. When you first go to the gym, you don't just start with 225. That's a high level. And yet some people can do it on their first try. When you first go to the gym, you start with the bar. And you work up from there. Hopefully the next week you add 10 pounds. You keep growing, you keep pushing yourself higher over a period of time. So the secret isn't just the hours you put in, it's about the consistency of going, but also the consistency of adding to your skill. So if you want to be a YouTuber, you need to post more videos, but make each video better every time, like Mr. Beast. If you want to be better at shooting the basketball like Steph Curry, you need to train longer and harder and be more intentional with your training time and make it harder every single time. If you want to be like Cbum, it's just like the gym. You have to compete. But the next year, you have to bring even a better package. You have to be more conditioned, and you don't give up. All of these high successful people, they're not one-hit wonders. They worked hard, they've been consistent, and they increased their volume and their intensity in their craft over time. So it's consistency, progressively overloading the work. If you can progressively make each workout, each rep harder than last time, you will always see growth.
Like, if you have sub 1,000 subscribers, like, there's a good probability your videos just suck. They just do. And you need to make hundreds of videos or 100 videos. I don't know, it depends on the difficulty of your videos. Improve something every time and just like get to the point where they don't. When you make good content, you'll blow up. It's not the algorithm. It's not anything. It's just like me and most people who are in my position, you just make terrible videos, and that's okay, because you got to make a bunch of videos and improve over time to be great. Like, you don't just pick up a baseball and become an MLB level athlete within a year. You know, it takes many years, and YouTube's kind of the same way.
You heard the story of the pottery class?
All right.
There's a teacher and he's got 2 classes that he teaches. And one class, he says, the only assignment for this whole semester is that you come back with a perfect clay pot. That's it. That's the assignment. The other class, he says, your objective is to make the most total quantity of clay pots, and you'll be measured by how many pots you make. And at the end of the quarter, the pots that came from the team that had to just make sheer volume, not only did they make more pots, but the quality of all of their pots was better compared to the teams that only had to make one. And it just underlines the biggest lesson that I've learned in my life, which is that volume negates luck. You can try to be lucky and pick the one perfect thing and try and make it, but if you don't want to try and be lucky, you can just do so much work that you will brute force your way to figuring it out.
So in the goal of progressive overload, last week I was able to do 4 sets of 10, so this week I did the 110s first instead of my second set, and then I progressed up to the 120s where I only got 8 reps.
So please, whatever you do not stop chasing your dreams. Remember, it's over a long period of time. Sit down and start doing the work now and track it. Be persistent and make sure you're working harder than last time every single time. Keep pursuing those dreams, keep working hard, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. If you look back at all my other videos, they're not as high quality. They don't have as much effort in them as this one. I'm putting those reps, I'm making each video better than the last one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you liked it, and follow along with this journey where I will hopefully one day be successful like these amazing people that we have on this earth.